uh, trying to find this hotel that was in a long time ago, 1812, and like very hard to figure out the history of this hotel. I looked everywhere, and surely nothing um, couldn't find. So I found this. This is what it says here. Let me make sure you can see this. Washington Hotel, City of Washington. The subscriber informed his friends and the public that he has this day opened the Washington Hotel on Pennsylvania Avenue near the Treasury Office. The establishment has been considerable, enlarged, altered, and improved, and furnished with the entire new sets of beds and furniture, and general and choice of sort of wine and liquor has been laid in on the table, will always be supplied with the best vineyards, I think, vendors, something like that can be procured, and from a studious desire to please, he hopes to merit a share of the public customs. John McLeod, Washington City, August 27th, 1812. Now, I found it under all these other hotels' history. Um, Soon after the removal of the government to the new city, additional accommodations for the public in this section near the Treasury was apparently in demand to meet William Lovell, built a tavern on the 21st of May, 1801. Now, Mr. Lovell bought from James Holborn a lot on the north side of Pennsylvania Avenue between 14th and 5th Street. The exact site is now occupied by the building NLS 1417 to 1421, which were erected in the spring of 1902 on the grounds from which a portion of an old tavern building had just been removed after standing about 100 years. The following year, this hostel is spoken of as the Union Tavern and Washington Hotel. It is described as located on Pennsylvania Avenue, just east of the President and 1 mile from the Capitol. It was known as popular as Lovell Hotel up to 1804, but in the year the place passed into hands of William Rhodes, who continued there for 8 years, it was known as Rhodes Hotel. Then, May of 1812, came what seems to have been eventually at least the experience of Washington Hotel. Man of the period, namely, advertised this furniture for sale in the following summer. James McLeod, which was on that article, became the proprietor and gave it the name of Washington Hotel. And the locally of the President's Square seems to have the attraction for the hotel man in addition to Rhodes, and Mr. Lovell said to nothing of a little hotel, which, however, was probably a deserted building after the close of 1801. Those keeping more great hotels in continuance, there is a recorded that in December 1801, Charles Roger came over from Georgetown, opened the Fountain Tavern on Pennsylvania Avenue near the President Square, probably just west of 17th Street. The following year, however, Rhodes retired from the management of Fountain Tavern, and George Pitt announced that he had taken a place called it Anchor Tavern or Oyster House, and eventually that it became more of an eating house than a hotel. The name Fountain Inn was revered many years later and was an early uh, destination, uh, destination, I think, of Kirkwood House. Now Raleigh, northeast corner of Pennsylvania Avenue, the 12th Street. George Pitt did not come to this hotel. Unknown to the Washington public, in January 21 of 1800, he assumed charge of the Upper Ferry Eastern Branch near the present site of Pennsylvania Avenue Bridge, and also the hotel, which was apparently in the local area. Another hustle that played no small part in the lives of citizens at early period was known as Morin Tavern. This place was established by Mr. Lewis Morin of Baltimore, who in May 1800 bought from the city commission lot 1, square 292 at the southeast corner of Pennsylvania Avenue and the 12th Street, paying for this deep triangular piece of ground sum of $549.77. Here is the erect of two-story frame dwelling house fronting 300 feet on Pennsylvania Avenue and extend back to D Street and used by him as a tavern. Indeed, of the date November 16, 1801, recites this inn was selected a polling place for the ward in which it was located in the first city election, and a number of years subsequently. By the year 1811, Mr. Morin opened a grocery store in the same locale. There is but little further mention of the hotel. Mr. Morin died the fall of 1811. As late as years of 1813, Mr. Epsit was spoken of his successor. In return, again, the facility of the Capitol, where the intern William Tinnicliff had made changes eventually important to the establishment. For May 21st, 1777, he informed the public that his large, accommodative new house known as the Washington City Hotel near the Capitol was ready to be receive of guests. The building was located on A Street and just east of southeast corner of the first A Street, northeast corner, being noted after the years as part of the probably reason for the first place Congress was coming the following year to hold its sessions in the stone building across the stretch of commons which was called the Capitol Square. Then again, in the community facility, it was scenes of perhaps the larger extended of money in the building than any other in the city. The new post road through the city was Maryland Avenue, post to the Capitol, and then thence by the F Street Ridge west towards Georgetown. It was probably those conditions led Mr. Turnicliffe in the connection of Mr. George Walker to go into a new hotel enterprise. So 1417 to 1427 Pennsylvania Street. So that's what that two different views of the hotel on 15th Street and F and G Street. That's February 10th of 1901. So I was wondering how come it couldn't find the Washington House history. But there you go. And several other houses on here, other places like the Carroll Row, removed for the new library winter of 1886 to 1887. That was removed. Just talked about more about in addition to Ten Cliff Hotel was Hostel of Pontus the still later name is perhaps more prominent, identified with the early hotel of the city than of any other men. So it changed hands and stuff. So anyway, Stan, how you doing? So it's interesting to read. Let me show you. Seems like all right. Let me get to this other one here. Where was it? No result. Where were we? Is it this one? No. Oh, there it is. This one. So yeah, this is what I was reading about the Washington House. Yeah, right here. What was has changed in James McLeod, as it was on that newspaper article. So, and this was on Washington Hotel was on in Washington City, Pennsylvania Hotel, Pennsylvania Avenue, next to the Treasury office at that time. So it's just right near the Treasury office at that time until it moved. So it's been under several different owners at that time. But yeah, I thought that would be a kind of good story to read about this Washington Hotel in the city of Washington. So back then they called it the city of Washington. Back then in the 1812s. So it's kind of interesting how they put this. I tried to find city of Washington put in, but I couldn't. So luckily I found this. Be able to tell the story of the hotel. They talk about other hotels. A lot of different people went to this hotel. So I thought it was pretty interesting to see. So well, I'm going to get off here. Hey, thanks for coming, Mustang. Appreciate it. I'll talk to y'all later.